Oogly doogly.
Stop that.
But it's so much fun.
There we are. Doesn't work the same on the iPad screen. It's got that stuff highlighted in red, so anyway. Alright, so we're back.
Yes, we are.
Yep. And where we last left you, you were on the roof, perched across from the door, where two gentlemen that you suspect are plotting to overthrow or, the current, governmental regime, which seems to be organized crime.
Yay, wait, no.
Anyway, again, I'm just presuming that's your presumption.
Secret organization, like meeting behind closed doors and hoping that no one's following them.
Yes, it is very suspicious. So, but again, when last we left you, you saw two of the uniformed thugs.
I thought there were 4.
I'm getting there.
2 on either side.
Yeah, you saw 2 coming down the alley from the way you came, and then looking down the other way, you see 2 more coming from the other side of the alley.
Doom, doom, doom.
And you presume, well, I mean, it's a fair assumption, they're coming down to this door. The question then is, how did they know this door?
How did they know?
Anyway, what do you do?
What kind of windows do they have?
Very basic, just kind of small-ish windows. The typical, 4-pane, cross-framed windows. And
So there is glass.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in this game and world, we call it synth glass, but...
Synth glass. Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of their catch-all term for, most of the common materials, like synth steel,
whatever. Okay.
synth glass.
Synth condoms.
Probably.
At least they have condoms. That's a pretty big step.
Yeah. Although STDs in this game take a slightly different form, and pregnancy isn't so much of a concern.
Scary.
I was saying mostly just because they have other concerns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, pregnancy, for the humans at least, are very much what we perceive to be human pregnancy, as far as I know. I haven't looked that far into it, so I honestly can't say.
Crying, monstrous screams. Vortex is opening up.
Yeah, there actually is a little bit of that.
All right. I imagine the guys on either side are looking with a decent pace, kind of the angry.
Well, they're not running down the alley. They are kind of looking around at both buildings, and every few feet, one of them will kind of put his hand on the wall, kind of feel around like he's looking for something on the wall. Sometimes they'll kind of just tap on the wall a little bit. So they're looking for something. Seeing that, a reasonable assumption is that they don't necessarily know what they're looking for.
I'm trying to think if I should throw something at the window or not. I don't have a slingshot or anything.
I forget, what weapons do you have? You should have that written down someplace.
Did we choose them?
I could have sworn we had.
I think we had.
Although I could see us saying, "Oh no, we'll do that next time."
I think that's the way it ended up happening.
Shit.
We'll do this next time. I wrote light plus medium.
Okay. So the way that works is all the weapons fall into specific categories, whether they be light, medium, or heavy. And the same for armors. They will be either light, medium, or heavy. And with that, we can basically make them look however we want them to look. The only real important thing is the category into which the weapon falls.
The damage that it does.
Exactly. So light weapons, by default, deal 2 points of damage. Medium weapons, by default, deal 4 points of damage. Heavy weapons deal 6. And then that number is modified by other factors we can get into later.
Is there a noisy cricket type weapon? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure there is. No, that's the great thing about this game is a lot of like oddities and ciphers and artifacts will have various effects. And some of those various effects are just outrageous damages. So
That'd be hilarious. A slingshot that does like takes down like an entire house.
well, again, if your slingshot is firing a cipher that has the ability of, is an explosive device, then yeah, that could happen.
Damn, we didn't think of. I'm sure if there's like anything because maybe. Although throwing something would have alert them to me as well.
Yep.
For the moment, maybe I'll look around and see if there isn't something that I can like light and kind of throw back in like one of the opposite directions of like one of the alleys or something.
All right.
Like at the end of one of the alleys, I'll look first and see if there's that kind of stuff.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. For that roll, why don't you roll that 20 and hope you get something better than 15?
Nope. I see jack shit. Or only things that are heavy. 7.
So a 1? 7? Okay. Yeah, the roof is pretty clean. Like I said, though, a lot of the structures here are built from red rock or red stones. So I mean, if you could maybe work a little bit and find a chip or something, you could
work something free.
Yeah. Well, again, there's not like a lot going on this roof. It's just a very simple, just kind of squared off roof. It does have a ledge.
Damned pedestrian folk. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Because it's simple and there's nothing going on. Anyways, there's a ledge.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a ledge that, if you were to lay on your back on the roof, the ledge would pretty well cover you from being seen. Maybe not necessarily seen through the window outside the next building, but you can definitely hide yourself from the street level. But again, like I said, you'd have to be able to find, if you really wanted to get a rock or something to throw, you'd have to find something either on the ledge or maybe off of the plane of the roof. Maybe you could find a drain on some side of the building, but yeah, you'd have to find something and then pretty much break it and hope you could do all that without being heard by any of the 4 people that are down on the street.
I'll kind of try to duck down so that because I imagine they're going to get closer and closer. They might end up looking up.
Well, I mean, if they hear something, they would almost certainly look up.
And I'll try to work my way towards one of the ends of the building. Maybe the alley that I like the direction that I came from, down the alley.
Okay.
And just slowly crawl that way. And see if as I'm going, if there isn't something that looks like it could be pulled loose without a lot of effort, because a lot of effort would be noisy.
Right. Let's see here.
And if I'm further down the alley in that direction too, it hopefully would be less noisy if it's further away from them.
Okay, so you get about 20 feet or so. And I remember you had a good 50 or, like 60-ish feet. So you're about a third of the way back to the street from where you came. And you do see somewhere on part of the ledge, there are a few little cracks, and you see how on like the top side of it the cracks kind of meet, but on the side facing you, it's not quite there. So it's a small weakness that you might be able to exploit, but it is going to take a little bit of effort. Not to say you have to spend effort to do this. I just realized that's an actual mechanic in the game. Now it's gonna take a little bit of work on your part to try and get anything from that.
So it couldn't end up causing a commotion by what I can...
Maybe. Again, it just depends on how you do it.
If only it was something that was a device that could be broken. Because then...
Yeah.
Sabotage.
Although, if you can rationalize it, I might be able to squeeze that in. And no, you cannot sing Beastie Boys Sabotage. I mean, you can. It's just not going to help you here.
Well, I mean, you probably wouldn't want me singing it anyways, because I don't know the lyrics. So it'd just be me saying Sabotage in some undescript tune.
Yeah, pretty much. I get what you're saying. So yeah, what do you do? What do you do?
I don't see anything further down either.
Well, I mean, this is as you're moving down.
Okay.
So you would have to, put a little bit more work into it and actually search for something else later on.
How far along does it sound like the guys are?
They are, I'd say, moving at a few feet a turn. So if we stick to the standard metric of a turn being about 6 seconds, they're not moving super fast, but they're not standing around either.
You said I made it about 2/3 of the way down, or 1/3?
Yeah.
Okay, 2/3.
No, 1/3, because you moved about 20 feet. So they are still approaching you from either side.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can't see anything more as I go closer to the end of the building.
Okay.
Keeping note of where the other point was.
So you keep going. There's nothing really there. I mean, you do see some little chips and cracks here and there throughout, but nothing really usable.
Like the other point seemed like there was a bit more damage done.
Yeah. Like if you had something you could kind of wedge into that crack, you might be able to get a good chunk out of it.
Damn. Well, I mean, I can't use the wand because it's bendable.
Well, I think it's just not.
And it's glass. That probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think it's narrow enough for you to work in there. Which is ironic given it's you. Womp womp.
Shut your hole. Do you hear anything more from the men? The men.
You mean the thugs coming down the alley?
The thug men, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're not really chatty right now.
Just can be a little bit quiet and search. It does seem like they're getting closer to the door.
They are.
Was the door like in the middle?
Yeah, pretty much.
I kind of want to see what happens, like when they do find the door. Because imagine they will at some point.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. What weapons were you supposed to get again?
All I've written down on this paper says light plus medium weapon. I imagine that's what my class is allowed.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's what you were starting with because I believe you start with 2 weapons.
Type, not class.
All right.
Badunkadunk.
Hmm?
What?
Shut up. Would you like me to choose a weapon for you?
How long will it take to choose?
Nothing, because I have something in mind. It's just you're not quite landing there, and I feel like you need some help.
Well, I don't know what weapons are
again, like any kind of weapon you think your character might have. We can... Like a rocket launcher, that would not be a small nor a medium weapon, so no.
Doesn't seem like it, and it also seems like a bit more technologically advanced. That'd be more like a Cypher or Oddity or something,
yeah,
I'm guessing.
Most likely.
Being a Jack seems more kind of like a roguish type of person.
Yeah.
Would likely have maybe a dagger of some kind, maybe like a short sword.
All right. So we'll give you a dagger. That's your small weapon.
Okay.
And we'll make it functional, but still somewhat ornate. So the...
It needs to be fabulous, after all.
Fine. The grip is bedazzled.
Yes.
Motherfucker. That's why nobody likes you.
I wonder what the case looks like. The sheath. Yes.
You called it a fucking case. You cunt. Yeah, obviously the sheath would be bedazzled so as to match.
Glorious.
All right. So feel free to write that down in your notes whenever you feel like it. And yeah, with the tip of the dagger, you would be able to put that into the crack that you found. And, with some very, short, hard thumps, you could use that to chip a chunk out of the ledge.
Okay. Yeah, I'll sort of work my way back quietly over to where that point was.
Okay.
Waiting for whatever happens with them in the door.
All right, and give me a might roll. And again, I only use this to designate like what it is you're doing. So if you wanted to apply effort, so something like this.
I mean, I'm not wanting to break it now until I know what they're doing with the door.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, I would allow the use of effort to accomplish a specific task or a specific goal with this task, like trying to break it without really like making a lot of noise and without putting too much force into it.
Oh, what the effort point
would
be used for? And does that replenish at all?
Whenever you replenish your might, your stats.
Which would be like when I sleep or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got that wheel there that says something like rests or something like that. It'll say something...
recovery rolls?
Yes, recovery, that's it. So yeah, there's the 10 minutes... Or no, there's the 1 action, the 10 minutes...
1 hour.
1 hour. Hours. Yeah. So essentially how that works is you would use those 4 rolls throughout the day. So the action is essentially... Or rather, the duration that shows there is essentially the duration of rest you would have to take when you make that roll. So, using that first roll in a day, since it just takes an action, it's basically you just taking a moment to kind of catch your breath and that kind of replenishes whatever, stat points you regain. But then the next one, having to rest for 10 minutes, you would have to actually sit down and take a break for that 10-minute period and not really do anything. And again, not necessarily real time because this is a podcast. So
10 hours later in the same episode.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it does wind up working out real time, I will edit it out.
That'd be somewhat atrocious. I mean, even the longest, like in terms of duration, the longest podcast episode that I know of, and it's actually an RPG, is only like 3 hours, which is
I want to say that's what
critical role.
Yeah, it's a critical role. They normally have their like 3 to 4 hour long episodes. But yeah, I'm not going to subject anyone to that bullshit.
Okay, but you want me to roll for this, and then do I want to apply?
Yeah, if you want to apply effort, essentially, what I'm doing is I'm taking your desired result, which would be to chip a chunk out of this ledge, and do so quietly so that you're not discovered, and to get, not necessarily a specific sized piece, but, a piece of...
adequate enough to, like...
Yeah.
That's
a good word, adequate.
To draw attention. Like, that's the whole point of it.
So, I would put that task at a specific difficulty, just given the situation. And then you could apply effort to decrease the difficulty of that task.
Okay, and that would be... I'd have to decide on that before I do the roll. Because, I mean, it'd be kind of like taking advantage of the system. So
I want to say there are circumstances under which you do not need to decide that beforehand, but I cannot recall what they are. So yes, I would say at this point you would have to, decide to apply that effort before rolling the die.
Okay. I guess I want to do that a little bit before they start knocking on the door, or do I want to wait until after they've already...
Well, I would say that you don't know how long it's going to take you to accomplish that task.
Fair enough.
So if you wait until they're at the door, you might not have it in time. Also, I mean, there is still a chance that you could be heard doing this.
Even with the effort?
Well, again, the effort would make it less
Easier.
difficult, but you know how you roll.
How everyone in this goddamn room rolls.
I know, it's awful. Maybe this room is just cursed. I mean, I haven't cursed it or anything, but...
Someone must have.
As I do live here, so there's that.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I would say you've got maybe a couple minutes before they get to the door.
I'll wait for a few more minutes. The chance of being heard, like...
Well, I mean, again...
One person against 4 versus...
Yeah, but you're on a roof. They're not.
I mean, like, they're either going to try and, like, come up onto the roof, or I'm going to have to go down at some point.
Yeah, but, I mean, you can try and escape across rooftops. Worked for Aladdin.
Damn it, you're trying to railroad me.
No, I'm offering you options. I don't know if you considered that.
Street or rat?
No. No. Well, I haven't watched that movie in so long.
Right, it's been a long time. The new one, I wonder how that is.
From what I saw, it just looked like a scene-for-scene remake of the animated feature, which is why I did not care to go see it.
What the hell? I only RPG once, so... Well, actually, I guess that'd be incorrect, but, whatever.
Yeah, again, we do this often.
My character only lives once, so...
Yeah. All right.
Give it a shot. I'll throw in the effort.
Okay, so you're rolling to try and chip off a piece of that ledge?
Yep. Quietly.
Cool. All right, so decrease your might stat by 1 point, and then go ahead and roll.
Decrease this.
Yeah.
Now, where do I notate that? So
there should be like a temporary...
Is it a spot to the right of it?
Yeah, exactly. So, I normally just write whatever the current number would be.
Yeah, that'll be easiest.
But if it works better for you, you can just tally how many points you spend. Okay, then give me a second while I figure out what this would be.
46. Wait, you can't do that on a D20.
You can't, it's just tricky. Okay, I'm not going to tell you, but I am trying to figure out... What was your might pool again?
13.
Okay. Okay, I got it. So,
right.
Let her fly.
Fuck. 8.
All right.
Even with the effort, I probably failed.
Oh, yeah. All right, so it takes a little bit more to kind of dig that knife into the ledge. You can't really, like, get a good grasp on it. Rather, you can't get the knife too deep into that crack. So either the crack isn't as deep as you thought it may have been, or it's
too big to go in.
Anyway. So yeah, you haven't made any loud noises or anything. You just
totally fail at the effort.
Oh no. You're trying to dig the knife in there. It's just taking a little bit longer than you expected. I mean, you might still be able to kind of break something loose there. You just can't really tell at the moment.
Are the guys doing anything down below?
No.
You still haven't made it? Yep.
No, you haven't made any real noise. So, yeah.
And neither have they.
No, they're still just kind of walking, strolling, really. Because like I said, they're not moving with any real purpose at the moment. They're just working their way down this alley. And, again, from where you are, it looks like they're looking for something.
The chicken that got away. Dinner.
No. Shut up, that damn chicken. It was a baby.
What? I don't.
Really?
Nope.
You watch? Oh.
And maybe I've seen it and just don't remember. But
well, that is one of the most. I think it may have been the single most watched, or like the single greatest viewed series finale in TV history. It was for MASH.
They're all huddled in the...
Now, so Hawkeye is having some trouble, and he doesn't know why. So he's talking with Sidney Freeman, who's a psychiatrist, and he keeps talking like he was on a bus with a bunch of refugees, and this woman had a chicken who wouldn't stop clucking, and it was about to give away their position because some North Korean troops were moving past the bus. And Hawkeye keeps telling her, "Shut up that chicken! Shut up that damn chicken!" And eventually she suffocates the chicken.
Oh, and that's just as he remembered it, but it wasn't a chicken, it was a baby.
Yep.
I can see, I can see there being mental...
Oh, yeah.
Struggles with that.
God damn it.
You can just hit the mic, that's fine.
Shut your face! Yeah, you don't have anything to really worry about at the moment, because you haven't given away your position or anything.
Am I continuing to try and work at it, I guess?
Oh, are you? That's your choice, not mine.
It's the knife is not really making any purchase because the crack isn't wide enough or deep enough.
No, I mean, you could probably work it in there a little bit deeper and then maybe, break off a chip. But it might take a little bit more force than you originally expected.
Which doesn't bode well for being quiet.
Not necessarily.
The effort's already been expended?
Yes. So yeah, you did use that one point of might. And I would not recommend trying to recover just yet. Because again, once you spend those recovery rolls, then they're spent for the day. So I would wait until you're a few more points low before you... I forget, have you taken any damage or anything?
I don't think so. That was my friend who took damage from trying to confront the individuals in the bar.
That's right, because he did actually try talking to them and then got hit. That was funny. So yeah. So yeah, and the way recovery in this game works is when you make a recovery roll, you roll a d6, and the result there are the number of points that you get to apply back among your 3 stats. So, yeah, again, I'm not trying to tell you how to play your character, but I would recommend waiting until you're at least 6 points down before you tried, or before you even considered recovery rolls.
Okay. I'll wait for a moment or two before I.
All right.
Before I give it another go.
Okay. So when you do, you're going to make a might roll again. And effort is still an option here.
I thought it was spent.
Well, no, sorry. The point that you spent to apply effort to that roll, that's spent. See, effort, you can only apply one level of effort to a given task. Or rather, I'm pretty sure it's basically to any single die roll. So since you're having to roll the die again, I would consider this to be a separate action, at which point you may apply more, a level of effort if you would like.
Okay, so the effort can be applied to each roll, but with the use of effort, costs a point in
That's
whatever.
Right. Unless you have edge.
Damn it.
Yeah, because when you have an edge in a stat and you apply effort, the edge does decrease the cost of that effort.
Fair enough.
But yeah, if I recall correctly, you can apply effort to effectively the same task as long as it's a different die roll, but you cannot apply multiple levels of effort
in the same roll.
in the same roll, or rather,
you can't apply effort multiple times.
Yeah.
In the same.
I mean, yeah. We'll go with that until I reaffirm my knowledge base on that.
Consult the tomes. All right, then I will try applying I'll apply some effort to this attempt. Once again.
Sounds good.
16.
All right. So with that, you managed to break off a chunk of rock about the size of your palm.
That's considerable.
Yeah. So you did manage to...
And enough to distract as well.
Yeah. So you had just the right angle of the knife, and you hit it just so with the flat of your hand. And, you managed to break off a palm-sized chunk of this rock.
Sweet. All right,
And they are now about 4 or 5 feet away from the door on either side.
All right. I will... Yeah, I think I want to wait for a little bit. and see like what happens at the door. Based on their actions, I will decide on when I'm wanting to throw the rock.
Okay. Well, they do get to the door, and one of them just kind of like gently taps on it. Now, there are no lights on. There are no candles or anything that they can see. There may be a few like small windows along the wall here.
Along the bottom level?
Yeah. But you can see there are no lights on the ground floor at all.
Okay. The lights or the candles that they do have in the second floor, are they far enough in?
Yeah.
That they're not really...
Yeah, there's no real light coming out of the windows.
Okay. Into the alley.
Now, and you do see a couple of these thugs kind of trying to peer in the windows of both buildings.
Okay. Do I see any movement from the second floor? Like,
well,
kind of commotion when they hear the knock?
You did see a couple of candles kind of moving around, and then as soon as the thugs knocked on the door, all of the candle movement stopped.
Okay.
Oh, that was almost apropos. Trains.
I just remember there was a time when we needed the train and it...
Oh, I know. And again, a time when we certainly did not need them, and then there it is.
Damn train.
I know. It could have been an eerie, suspenseful moment, but no. Fucking Amtrak.
Damn you.
Oh, that was probably Southern Pacific. They use that rail more often than Amtrak. Amtrak usually uses it about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning or so.
And why are you aware of which company is...
Well, for a while when I didn't have a car, I was, being stopped by these trains. Or at the very least, being out about walking or scootering and whatever else.
See them. Okay. Fair enough.
Oftentimes I would just be out driving and I would see which trains were going when.
Yeah, I want to see if they end up... Like someone goes to the door or if they end up trying to bust through the door.
Well, there's no real action at either point. So after a few more minutes, they knock just a little bit louder. And at that point, you see all the candles extinguish.
Do they know that they're in there? I wonder if they know. Are the thugs saying anything to each other?
No. No, there's one at the door. One or two of them are kind of... Well, one of them is peering into the windows of that building. Another one is kind of peering into the windows of the building you're on top of. And the fourth one is...
What about the third?
I just said. One's at the door. One is looking at the windows on that building.
I guess there's no windows by the door.
Well, I mean... There may be one or two, but the second one is looking through all of the windows he can. The third one, likewise, is looking through all the windows he can on the building you're on top of. And the fourth one, I guess you could say is supervising.
Kind of looking at the alleyways.
Yeah. Just kind of looking around, kind of pacing back and forth, while everyone else is kind of looking in these buildings.
Who's that? No, I'm just kidding.
Dick. All right. There's still not a lot of movement inside the other building. And after the third time knocking, they start to kind of split up again, and they start moving towards the ends of the alley.
They separate.
Yeah, so 2 going one direction, 2 in the other direction.
I could throw the... Yeah, sure. Because they might be trying to like go around the building to see if there's any other exits for there to only be the one door on the building in the alleyway seems kind of weird.
Yeah, in the alley. It's just the one door. You saw, what could have been a front door on the street side that you came in.
Hard to know if there's not more people up there either.
No, I mean, you don't know exactly how many people are there. You were just guessing there may have been 6 or so.
I mean, inside the building or like of the thugs?
No, inside the building. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of the thugs, you've seen 4.
But there could be more, potentially.
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't really be thugs if there weren't more lurking in the shadows someplace. I would imagine. Most of the thugs I've known have never really traveled alone.
Fair enough. I'm wondering how strong my personage is. Would it be an easy throw to throw my roof chunk towards one of the ends of the alleys? It need to be kind of like on an end, like such that like they wouldn't just see just the rock. Like,
well, yeah,
because if they see the rock, then like someone threw a rock. Like,
yeah, exactly. But I mean, now they're already moving towards the end of the alley. So I mean, there's no real way for you to kind of anticipate what they're going to do next.
Fair. I was kind of hoping that someone might have answered the door at a certain point, and then I could throw the rock. But thus they'd hear something the other direction, and the people at the door could do something.
Well, that's not how the cookie crumbled in this case.
Nope, it was the roof.
Is this episode done yet?
I don't know. I don't see what throwing the rock at this point would do. And hitting one of them wouldn't really do much for me either.
No, it would most likely just draw attention to yourself. I mean, again, you do have adequate cover, so you could throw it at someone, and they would just assume there's someone on the roof.
I don't want to throw it at someone.
But that could be the most fun.
It could be. But with no guarantee of anyone from the building coming out to help me against 4 plus, who knows.
Yeah. That is a risky gambit.
And I'm not Gambit either, so...
That is true.
I mean, he's kind of badass, so...
Yeah. He would definitely be able to beat those 4 guys.
Explosive cards? Hell yeah.
At the very least. He's also a skilled hand-to-hand combatant as well. But enough about another fictional character that is not going to be able to help you.
Focus on your... I don't know what the fuck to do, though. I don't know, because I don't really see what throwing a rock at one of the ends of the alleys would...
Well, I mean, again, it might move 2 of them towards that end of the alley faster. But, like I said, they're already moving to the ends of the alley again.
I don't know. I like observing, I guess.
Okay.
I really don't see a point in throwing the rock at this point.
All right. Well, when they get to the end of the alley, each pair kind of signals to the other, and then they keep moving around the building. Not the building you're on, but
the building that they're casing.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say they're necessarily casing it, but they seem to have some sort of interest in this area. So they are moving along either side of the building.
Somehow they know there's people in there. Or should really suspect there are.
I'd say it's a building. It would stand to reason there'd be people in there.
I mean, maybe, they're traveling or something and no one's home, but...
Yeah. Still, a reasonable assumption is someone is home.
All right. Is there any commotion inside the building?
No. No, the candles are still dark. And, yeah.
I wish I had like a listening device.
Well, you don't. But yeah, that would be super handy right now, I'm sure.
Maybe try and slowly work my way towards one of the ends of the building, see if I can't
All right.
notice or hear anyone out front of the one to kind of just figure out how many people there are. If maybe there's like more, if that makes sense, than just the floor that I saw.
Well, as they move along, the two that you follow, you just see them. You see them walk along the front of the building, and then you see them, you see them vanish
as they turn around the other corner.
Yeah. So they're on the other side of the one building now. No, that's my line.
Knock, knock, knock. How? Let's see. I'm wondering, like, how loud, if I was to try throwing that rock through the window, would be.
Throwing it through it as in breaking a window?
Like, if it would break the window.
I mean...
It's synth glass, after all. Like,
Yeah, but red stone is known for its durability, among other things. Now, so if you were to throw... I mean, you theoretically, you could kind of just lob this chunk, the 5 feet or so that it would, hit the glass. But again, as quiet as it is outside, you can't really, guess how loud it would sound if you hit the glass head on.
And how much attention it would draw.
Yeah. If you hit the glass head on, it might break it.
Which would get the attention of not only the people.
It would be very loud, yes.
Damn it. Like some way to indicate to the people inside, hey, the alley's clear.
Yeah, and again, if you tried throwing it at the wall next to the window, there's a chance you could still hit the window. But for that to be an effective warning, it would be loud enough they would most likely hear something on the other side of the building.
Do I have X-ray vision?
I doubt it.
But X-ray vision?
No.
Maybe it'd be called synth X-ray vision.
No.
So there's no one else out at the front of the building? Just those two?
No. Yeah. The two thugs went around to the side of the building that you saw when you left the street. The other two walked around the far side of the building, away from where you were.
But I can't see like anyone at the in the front or anything like that. All right. Well, I don't want to alert. Like, I don't want the people in the thugs to like come running back around to the door or anything like that. Well, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what your goal is here. You might want them to come back to the door.
The trick is the people inside the building doing the right thing.
Is it the right thing, though?
I mean, I know the thugs are the ones that like cut off the head of the mayor.
Yeah, he could have been a corrupt politician. Who knows?
I don't know. I'm rather timid.
And yes, I am fucking with you. Or am I?
Just make sure you use protection.
No.
And loot.
So you do, after a few moments, realize you do have that glass wand that you keep referencing, which I think is at least, what was it, like 12 or 18 inches long? I forget. It's 6 inches?
It says 6.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that would still be enough for you to, maybe try and reach across the alley.
6. So you said the alley was like, or to throw it?
No, I wouldn't throw it, but
to reach. You said the alley was like
but
at least 4 feet.
Yeah, about 5 feet. But if you lean over the edge a little bit, and just kind of reach out.
Touch faith.
Yeah, because I mean, let's see.
And what? Like tap the window?
Yeah. Or even your dagger. That would, I want to say in this game, it would be up to 12 inches.
Tap, 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 shatter. Damn it.
Yeah, that's right. We decided that you have a dagger now.
Yes.
Yeah, that would actually be the better choice. Because, I mean, even if it's just longer than 6 inches, then that's more than enough. Because, like, from the edge of that table...
Phrasing.
The edge of that table, from, where your hand is, yeah, to here is about 6 feet.
Okay. I mean, if I can somehow manage to, like, tap on a window or something...
Yeah, I do believe that is a viable option for you.
I'm trying to picture how that would look in my head.
Well, either you would kind of lean over like this, and with the dagger in hand try to tap on the window, or you kind of hang off the ledge, with your hand on the ledge, your body hanging off the side, and then reaching out across the alley. That could work too. So
I will try.
So I'll tell you right now, hanging over the edge like I just described, that would be a might roll. And then just leaning over the edge and trying to reach across with your dagger. Again, without hanging off. Or sorry. Yeah.
Without having my entire body dangling. Okay.
That would be a speed roll.
I mean, I don't have an edge in either of those, so would it really matter?
No, not really. Unless you decided to apply effort to this task. The effort would come from, whichever of those stats is applicable.
The effort. I keep forgetting about the effort because I'm not used to that.
I know, that's something that I would almost never use in this game when I played. So I'm trying to be mindful of things I never did as a player and keep reminding the players in this game that is an option.
There is a mechanic. I'll try the leaning thing with the speed, and I'll try with the effort.
Okay. Hang on, let me try and decide the target for this. So this is more of like an agility type thing. Exactly. Did you realize that both rulers were there? Because I didn't.
I could see. Well, from my perspective, yeah, I could see too.
Okay.
I was wondering if they'd flap together as I did that, but
yeah, but it wasn't close enough to on mic. So there's that.
Flap flop.
All right. What was your speed stat again?
What was the number?
Yeah.
13.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be something different in a minute, but...
Oh, so your might and speed are both 13?
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
I can't remember the thought process between working through this, but yeah, off Michael.
Oh, yeah, no, it's cool. I was just curious because I'm using that to kind of like gauge your ability within those stats. Since, doing something like this where you're hanging off the ledge or hanging over a ledge is basically just you physically performing something completely within your control. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm not the diplomat class that there was in this, but
yeah.
Which I forgot until a minute ago that was one of like the
oh
types.
Yeah. Batman face punch.
Was that his?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Batman or
paint it with glowing paint. Yes.
What was his name? No, that was that was Johnny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Johnny's the one who had glowing hair dye or something. That was fun too. No, yeah. Dustin's character was I think it was Batman. No, it was Freebird Batman. That's right. It was Freebird Batman. The lonely glint who consorts with the dead. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, Lord.
I wish to hell we had gotten to a point where he could have actually consorted with more dead. That was fun. That would have been great. Okay. Yeah, I've got your target number now, and you are applying effort, you said?
Yes, to make it more likely.
Right. Okay. I've got it now.
18.
Holy shit. Somebody learned how to throw dice.
Only momentarily, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, yeah. You do get a minor effect with that. So, as you start kind of tapping on the glass, you hit the window in such a way that it doesn't swing open, but it does jar open a little bit. Just enough that if you were to whisper, then someone in that room might hear you.
Then I will whisper that the alley is clear for the moment, and that they have to hurry if they're to be unseen.
No, I know. Yeah. I was pausing for dramatic effect.
Okay.
All right. So after a moment, you
and then
you see the younger man that you saw in the tavern. You see him come to the window, and he kind of opens it, and he's kind of looking at you quizzically.
Oh, whisper again. You better hurry, and then I look back down into the under that lip.
Okay.
And kind of work my way towards the one end of the front of the building.
Okay. Well, before you start moving again, he sticks his head out the window. He looks around. He doesn't see anyone. And then you see him walk in the direction of the front of the building.
He's going to look out the front windows as well, I'm presuming.
I was like, no, maybe. There's no way for you to know that.
No, but I mean, that's the thing that would make sense, to make sure that the front is clear so that they can leave.
No, if they want to leave. They could be at home trying to get to sleep and you just bugged the hell out of them.
Yeah, because that's what you do when people are knocking on the door and you blow out the candles. Shh, we're trying to sleep.
It's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what an ex did when she decided she didn't love me anymore. But yeah, that kind of pissed me off.
She blew out the candles? What
No.
the fuck?
No. I showed up with, some fun little treats because it was about this time of year. As we record this. We just had a thing recently, so I was celebrating that. Yeah. I don't know if you get it yet, but I'm referring to Valentine's Day.
Oh okay.
So yeah.
Today I try to, not think about, but...
Yeah. No, so I knocked on her door, and she didn't answer the door or anything. She just turned the radio up.
Yeah.
Or, no, sorry, she turned it down, as though I couldn't hear the radio from the outside already.
That woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10 minutes of text messages, phone calls, and knocking on the door, no response. So I eventually just left.
The early form of ghosting.
Oh yeah, this predates all that bullshit. Yeah, she's just being an asshole. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, that's what ghosting is too, but...
Believe me, I know.
QQ. Moment of silence to all their brethren.
Fuck that noise.
But that wouldn't be silent.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah. You see him... Yeah. Exit stage left. The stage being just the window that you can see into and you see him, walk away. So.
All right. Well... I mean, I guess that was... There's nothing else that I see or hear for a moment?
Well, I mean, how long are you waiting?
Maybe like a minute or two?
Okay. So, the moment, just as you decide to get up and make a move, he comes back to the window. And he kind of signals for you to go downstairs to the door. We'll let you in. Shut up.
Okay, I do so as quietly as I can,
Okay.
quickly as I can.
All right. Give me a speed roll.
Imagine it's kind of in the area where the boxes were as well, that I used to get up.
Yeah.
Nope.
What'd you roll?
3.
Fuck. That was close. Okay. So we'll say that feeling somewhat less confident, or as though perhaps your luck is running out, you kind of hang yourself off the edge of the roof a little bit. You dangle, and then your fingers slip. So you fall about 4 feet.
Ouch.
Yeah. You don't really make too much of a noise that, would be heard outside of that alley.
Damn, the crates were in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But as you kind of thump on the ground there, the door opens and you see the 2 men from the tavern, and they kind of just wave you in.
And I get through the door as fast as I can whilst wincing in pain.
And the door closes. We fade to black. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get to that point a little bit sooner. Because, yeah, this episode's over an hour now. Yeah.
I'm a little indecisive on my own.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
If it's just me, I'm far more liable to like die. And there's no save point, so.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's the episode.